Hi all, I'm Feza. I'm going to present a project called Connecting the Dots. So in this project, I'm going to talk about definition of globalization, how travel has affected partners of the spread of HIV and diabetes, how international trade has affected partners of the spread of HIV/AIDS and diabetes, how worldwide communication has affected of the spread of HIV, AIDS and diabetes, and how globalization has changed the methods needed to control disease. I'm going to start by definition of globalization. Globalization is the spread of products, technology, information, and jobs across borders and cultures. Globalization is how people cross the borders from their own countries to other countries. Move for how travel has affected partners of the spread of HIV/AIDS and diabetes. I'm going to start by how travel has affected patterns of the spread of HIV and AIDS. Through other countries, people can be affected by HIV/AIDS because HIV/AIDS is a disease which is transmitted from one person to other person. Social and environmental factors, sexual behaviors, issues of human rights, and biological factors, all of which contribute to HIV transmission, progression, and mortality. So move for how travel has affected partners of the spread of diabetes. People from other countries should come with some foods from their country which can cause diabetes. In that time, other people should accept those foods while they do not know if those foods cause diabetes. Several factors contribute to accelerated diabetes epidemic in ASEAN. Move for how international trade has affected patterns of the spread of HIV/AIDS and diabetes. So I'm going to start by how international trade has affected patterns of the spread of HIV/AIDS. People from their own country should sell condoms in other countries, which shows that sexual intercourse is acceptable. Trader can go to sell some tablets that people use after doing sexual intercourse. So this shows that sexual intercourse is acceptable in the country. So move for how international trade has affected patterns of the spread of diabetes. People can come from other countries by saying some products that can cause people to be affected by diabetes, while they know that are the good foods. People can come from other countries using much sugars. In that time, other people also can take the same culture of using sugar, which is higher quantity. Asian populations tend to develop diabetes at younger ages and lower BMI level than Caucasians. So move for how worldwide communication has affected of the spread of HIV, AIDS, and diabetes. I'm going to start by how worldwide communication has affected of the spread of HIV, AIDS. Women account for half of all people living with HIV worldwide. So at the time these women come in other countries, they can spread HIV, AIDS. The virus is transmitted from person to person through contact with HIV-infected blood or other infected bodily fluids, such as semen. So people from other can spread HIV/AIDS at the time they cross borders by entering another country. This is a picture which shows how the children affected by HIV and he is receiving treatment. So for how worldwide communication has affected of the spread of diabetes. Diabetes affects insulin. Insulin is a hormone produced in the pancreas that helps in the process of using this sugar efficiently. So people can come from other countries and advertise the good of sugar. Then people can accept it and use it. Sometimes they can be affected by diabetes because of using it efficiently. Also, I'm going to talk about how globalization has changed the methods needed to control disease. Here there are 3 examples of how globalization has changed the methods needed to control disease. The first one is regular exams and the screening tests to detect disease in its earliest stages, making vaccination for the people which present these different illnesses every time people go to hospital in order to test their health. Thank you very much.